Who determines your value for you? Be careful in that it is not the same people who are trying to tear you down. What I found out in life is that most times the enemy sees your potential before you even recognize what it is. Don't think for a second that the devil doesn't know part of who you were created to be. Even if he doesn't know the fullness of God's plans, he knows it's not to be a part of his world, his chaos and mess. So then he seeks for ways to tear you down, to maybe cause you to never come to realization of who and what the magnitude of who God has created you to be. Never let your value rest in opinion and the thoughts of others. I don't care if it's friends. I don't care if it's even those enemies, your family, loved ones. No, they don't determine your value. Always have high value in yourself. When I was growing up, I got picked on a lot, so much, to the point that I almost contemplated, I contemplated suicide in junior high. And it got to the point where I was criticized so much, I was attacked so much, and as a child, that was a lot to handle, that was a lot to deal with. And I was surrounded by siblings, I was surrounded by good parents, loving parents, people who told me don't worry about it, they're jealous, or whatever the case may have been. But I felt what I felt in the world that I was in. What were my criticisms? Why did I talk so white? Why are my eyes so squinty? Especially when I laugh. Why do they squint like an Asian or something? What are these little pimply things around my eyes? Why do I have anxiety? It was so many things. It was just, again, too much for me as a child to have on my plate, I felt at the time. To the point I would look in the mirror and cry to the Lord and say, why did you create me to look this way, to be this way? Why are you showing me these things in dreams and visions that scare me so bad? I don't want to see it. I didn't ask for it, begging him to give it to someone else. Again, the enemies that were within my life, even those who didn't know they were being used, but the wickedness inside of them saw the light that was in me, and it was trying to destroy it before I came to realize who I was created to be. So it came down to one night. I had planned that I had the day before and all that following day. I was real nice to all my family members, and I told them I loved them and everything. And I just knew that would be the end for me. That after that night, my pain would be over. What do we call that? Finding permanent solutions for temporary problems. But it was hard to convince me at the time that it was something that would not always last. Again, I was a child, and sometimes we still face those feelings as adults, But long story short, as my family slept and I went in the kitchen, and I did get a blade, and I went to the bathroom, and as I sat there with it to my wrist, something hit me, even as a child. It came to me, and something spoke to me as far as, if you kill yourself now, your child will never be. And something about that, it hurt me so deeply, it pained me so much. Because although I had no problems at the time killing myself, I could never kill my unborn child. I couldn't stand in the way of my child. Things started to swirl in my heart and my head. Who would find me and how? And although I felt as though I was ending my pain, even in death, I couldn't bear to cause forever pain for my mother, my father, my siblings. And it is at that moment that I realized, and my armor got a little harder, and I just knew that whatever hit me in life, that I would have to take it. but that it's okay because God would be with me. Again, I was looking at the value of myself based upon how others valued me. I was looking at the value of myself based upon how others treated me. Did they want me around? Did they reject me? I already felt different. They didn't have to tell me every day that I was. Fast forward to now. That was many years ago. And the bumps we hit in the road, the hard times, the moments, those feelings where we just don't feel as though we can make it any further. Don't give up. Don't believe in those moments, those times. They will and they do pass. We get strengthened. We walk more into our purpose and God's reason for creating us. And we realize that His reason for creating us goes far above anything that this world will ever understand anyway. Do not let others determine your value for you. I don't care if it's a brother or sister, a mother or father, a husband or wife. I don't care. Their mistreatment of you, their rejections of you, never, 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 please, let that cause you to not value yourself. I wanted to come to you and speak on what was real. I'll give you more next time. Wait for 2. Be good.